Manifesto is centered on 7 major areas. It's centered on 7 major areas. As you can see, if they can put the slides. APC here. Nationalization, number 1. Number 2, modernization. Number 3, industrialization. Number 4, commercialization. Number 5, domestication. Number 6, digitalization. And number 7, globalization. These policies, if we put them one after the other, you will see that we have captured what is so important for this country to stand on its feet. These are the policies of the APC. The first policy of the APC is change of mindset, attitudinal change. As citizens, we've lost it all. If we do not change the way we think, the way we do things, the way we believe in ourselves, the act of trusting ourselves and becoming patriotic citizens and doing the right thing and not the wrong thing. Even sorry, if the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam come back, he will not be able to rule Muslims if we don't change our mindset. If Jesus comes back, he will not be able to manage Christians if we don't change our mindset. So change of mindset is very important in our life. We behave some way, sometimes some way, that you cannot understand. That is the mentality, the attitudinal change of Ghanaian citizens must change. We cannot continue to be doing the right thing and expect to have the right answers. We don't trust our politicians anymore. And how can we change our mindset towards that? How can we believe in them? And yesterday, whilst we were in the office working on the manifesto, I watched video that the Ghanaian citizens are demonstrating on the streets of Accra. Yes, we have the right to demonstrate. We have the ability to demonstrate. But we should not go against breaking rules and regulations of this country. The people could not access the 37 military hospital when people were in ambulances. Why are we behaving in this way? When you say government A is not good, work towards changing the government, not destroying what we have. The only country we have is Ghana. And we cannot allow anybody, anyone, no matter who you are, to destroy this country. The peace we are enjoying in this country is the reason why we are seated here. And if we cannot change our mindset in accepting things and doing things differently, then I don't think that we will be able to become future leaders. We need to be transparent with ourselves, with our members, with our parties, with our country leaders, with our citizens. And we need to engage them to know their rules and rights and responsibilities. And if we don't do that, I don't think that we can manage this country. If you think that whilst I'm in opposition, you can misbehave and break the rules and become indisciplined, then remember that when you come to power too, somebody too is going to do the same. So we must believe that this mindset that we have, it teaches us It tells her you can do this, you cannot do that, you can pass your exam, you can read and do that. But if you don't want to be a good student, your mind will change you too. If you want to be a good student, that mindset is the most important tool that we have in this country and in this world. So we believe that change of mindset is an important thing. So when I say APC, they say change of what? Change your mindset. APC. 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 Ghana and Ghanaians first. We are in this country. We are losing almost everything to the foreigners. Our gold is gone. Our bauxite is in the hands of foreigners. Our diamond in the hands of foreigners. Our oil in the hands of foreigners. Our land in the hands of foreigners. Our housing in the hands of foreigners. Our banking sector in the hands of foreigners. We have become 21st century slaves. We must begin to believe in ourselves first. Ghanaians first and Ghana first. And then we must protect our national interests. The interests of the young ones, the interests of the upcoming youth, and the interests of the old men. We cannot give our sovereignty out to foreigners and call it PPP. We cannot give our oil out to the foreigners and say we are looking for some kind of royalties. Meanwhile, our youth are unemployed. Our women don't have jobs. Our fathers don't have jobs. Our brothers do not have jobs. But the jobs have been given to all the foreigners. The oil sector is under the foreigners. Mining, gold, diamond, bauxite. Mention it. Ghanaians must come first. We must prioritize Ghanaian contractors and companies. Give jobs to the Ghanaian contractors. Contracts are given to foreigners in this country. Businesses are given to foreigners. Tax incentives is given to foreigners. Meanwhile, this is our country. We must believe in national unity and pride. We must believe in ourselves and be proud of ourselves that Ghana is ours and that we cannot continue to be slaves in our own country. So we must empower Ghanaian businesses, and I'm calling on all government institutions that when a Ghanaian is looking for a job, he comes first before any other foreigner. Because this is his country. When a Ghanaian young man is looking for loan, he comes first before any other citizen. We must invest in our history and our culture and tradition, so that we teach the young ones the history of Ghana and the tradition of Ghana. We cannot continue to leave our country to be managed by foreigners who do not even know our culture and tradition and our values. So Ghana first is very important. Ghana is Ghanaians, and we must be the citizens. We must hold and control every resource. So under my leadership, all the resources in Ghana will be managed by Ghanaians and not by foreigners. The sector of the economy will be given to a foreigner. This is your country, and you must be owners of this country. You must drive economic growth and not become slaves to your country. The policy number 3 is a national database system. As we sit here, we don't know each other. We don't have a database that collects information of Ghanaians. We do not have a database that can give us good management and efficiency or transparency and accountability. So we need to build a serious, unique national base that will capture your fingerprint, your facial recognition, your blood sample, where you work, your salary will be captured, your properties will be captured, whether you have 2 cars or 1 car, whether you are married or not, whether you are working or not, whether you have children or not. All this information will be captured in the database. And this will help us to manage our country so well and efficiently. The data collection, you have to have a data infrastructure collection. And this country must be driven by data policies. And we must have data management and efficiency and economic growth. We have to enhance decision making through data. And definitely, we need a national data identification, which we already have. So this data will be given to national identification authorities and other authorities to be able to manage their data so well. So like a national health insurance card, they will get the data from them. Ghana card will get the data from the central data system. The police will get the data from the central data system. The national security will get every data from the national data system. This data system will be activated. It will help us to plan well. Because right now, we don't know the number of students in school. We can't tell. We don't know those who are in the hospital. We cannot tell. We don't know those who are homeless or have homes. We can't tell. So we are just a banana economy without data. So in order to build this country and improve on everything, national data system is important. The national data system will give us the opportunity to go into the next plan of the APC, which is a national development plan. Because with the national data system, you are able to plan properly. It gives you enough room in decision making. So our next policy after the national data system will be national development plan. What is a national development plan? When you collect the data is able to tell you your deficiency in every sector. It will tell you a deficiency in the agri sector. It will tell you the deficiency in the mining sector. It will tell you the deficiency in job creation. It will tell you the deficiency. Everything about your economy, this data will give you a perfect information. Now with this data, the next policy will be to implement a national development plan. That national development plan, then begin to plan what you want to have as a country. You now look at your economic growth, you look at diversification and reduce over-reliance on primary products. You promote other sectors like manufacturing, technology, tourism, and recreational services. With the national development plan, you plan on education, what you want to do on education, health, agriculture, and food security. It will also help you to plan on youth empowerment and infrastructure development through the youth. Very important. So under our national development plan, we will begin to plan on so many factors. And that got it across. So we are coming to the Gari sector. So under the national development plan, it will now give birth to our economic planning policies. And that will be our first policy, which will be a production hub. We don't produce in this country. We spend over $1.2 billion in the importation of rice. We spend over $800 million in the importation of fresh tomatoes and oil. We spend over $900 million importing frozen fish, frozen items, chicken, fish, and all that. Meanwhile, look at what we have in this country. We have the sea, yet we import frozen fish. We have farmlands, yet we import rice. We have coconut, palm nut, shea butter, granules, soya bean, yet we import cooking oil. So we cannot have all these things and then we keep importing all the time. So as a country, the most important thing is to turn our country into a production hub, so that we produce what we consume and consume what we produce. The production hub will help us increase local poultry production to feed Ghanaians and export. Through the production hub, we will be able to build fertilizers on our own. Right now, we import fertilizers throughout the whole country. And fertilizers are becoming very expensive. The farmers here will tell you that they can't buy fertilizer. Fertilizer is about, I think, 400 Ghana cedis or 600 Ghana cedis too. So under that, we'll promote value addition to our own produce. We will begin to ensure one important thing that we need to have: food security. When we locked down, we did not have enough food to feed our country. Price of food went high, and we could not sustain our economy. Because we don't produce, we import almost everything in this country, thereby putting so much pressure on our city, and the city is suffering. We cannot continue to be an import nation and expect to have economical independence. I believe in one district, one factory. I believe in planting for food and agriculture, but it was not properly implemented. That is why there's so much food rotting. Review, we'll do that. There's so much food rotting the farmers. For jobs, we improve and promote transportation network and invest in technology under the production hub. I realize that you have the slides are not going, so that the Kenyan citizens will see what we're talking about. Then we move into the next one, which is to become a manufacturing nation. We want to build our own cars. We want to build our own gadgets. We want to build televisions. We want to be able to build phones. We import so much phones in this country. And this country has become a damn site for mobile phones. Almost every Ghanaian has 2 or 3 mobile phones. You imagine that if we were producing phones and manufacturing phones in this country, the amount of money we will save as a nation. But because we are not producing, we are not manufacturing, we are importing almost everything. So under our manufacturing hub, we will create infrastructure development and increase productivity in the manufacturing sector. We will revamp the Ghanaian textile, cotton, and garment industry as well, and create more pharmaceutical industries, and support with financing packages for businesses to thrive, and as well increase productivity in the manufacturing sector. This will help us sustain our currency, so that the Ghana cedi will gain its strength again. After manufacturing, the most important factor is industrial hub. We have to begin to be an industrial nation. We talk about industries, but look at what is happening. So the APC, the first thing we'll do is to revive all collapsed major factories in Ghana and continuation of all abandoned government projects. We'll get factories in every constituency. In every constituency, we'll get a factory. We'll put up new policies on job creation, and we'll set up investment bank for financing needs and increase infrastructure development in the industrial sector. We'll invest in transportation, roads, rail, and port infrastructure, and as well invest in energy to ensure reliability, affordability, and sustainability. We'll continue to invest in technology, communication to strengthen digital infrastructure, as well establish industrial zones and special economic zones. We'll promote investment incentives, e.g. tax breaks, improve energy production, and regulate land acquisition. And as well, focus on key economic sectors such as agriculture and transportation. The industrial hub will help us to enhance workforce development. Somebody spoke about technical and vocational, so we'll continue to give technical and vocational training for the workforce to be able to fit into the industrial hub. We'll boost finance and access to finance for affordable financing, and develop export markets and take advantages of the trade agreement. We'll continue to make sure that we ensure regulatory and policy support to protect the environment and ensure industrial policy implementation. It takes me to the policy number 6, my favorite policy, economic lockdown. Economic lockdown. In 2019, 2020, the whole world was under a serious pandemic. That pandemic was called COVID-19 pandemic. And the COVID-19 pandemic will lock down 2 cities in Ghana. One, Greater Accra and Greater Kumasi. Within 2 weeks, we could not feed Greater Accra and Greater Kumasi. And we had to come out of the lockdown. What it tells us is that we do not have food security as a nation. And that if this pandemic had continued, Ghanaians would have suffered, and probably many would have died aside the pandemic challenges. Some would have died because of poverty. Some would have died because of lack of food. What have we learned from the economic lockdown, from the pandemic lockdown? This is what we have learned from the APC. And we think that based on the challenges that we face under the pandemic, we need to introduce what is called economic lockdown. What is the purpose of the economic lockdown? The purpose of the economic lockdown is to make Ghanaians work and produce food enough to have food security, to be self-sufficient in their own country, to be able to stop the dependency on foreign goods such as rice, chicken, frozen foods. We can produce that. Why are we not doing that and then we keep importing and then we say no jobs? The youth, they don't have jobs, but yet we are importing. So under the economic lockdown, the APC economic policy will have self-sufficient and reliance. We stop the importation of the foreign goods, e.g. rice, cooking oil, and frozen items. It will help us increase productivity and stabilize the city. It will give us economic growth, create jobs, and reduce dependency on foreign goods. We will help through the economic lockdown promote made in Ghana goods and build local infrastructure and industries and improve the standard of living. And we will have what is called economic independence. The APC lockdown policy is one policy that will give us the best food security in our country. We are a dependent nation. The economic lockdown will make us self-sufficient, and we will become a nation that other countries can come and also buy from us. Something very important must happen. When you want to become a production hub, something very important must happen. If you want to become a manufacturing hub, something very important must happen. If you want to become an industrial hub, something very important must happen. And that is the major policy of the APC, the 24-hour economy that we have to work together. You cannot lock down and sleep. When you lock down, you have to work 24 hours. This country, the purpose of the 24-hour economy, we want this country to be vibrant in the day and at night. Ghanaians work 6 hours in a day, not 8. Because the 8 hours that we have, we spend 1 hour to go to work, 1 hour to come back in the same 8 hours. The 6 hours they have, they go to work, they use another 1 hour to play betting, cha-cha, lotto, and use the 5 hours to gossip. So, we work only 6 hours and we sleep 8 hours. Under the 24-hour economy of the APC, what we want to do is that we want to work 24 hours around the clock. The purpose of the 24-hour economy is to be able to become a self-sufficient and reliable and resilient nation. The purpose of it is to have 3-shift system. 8 hours in the morning for production, 8 hours in the afternoon for manufacturing, 8 hours in the evening for industrialization. That gives you the 24-hour cycle. So Ghanaians will be working 8 hours, 8 hours, and 8 hours. When you put the 3 8 hours together, you have a 24-hour economy. But in order to be able to implement this 24-hour economy, there are other structures and important things that you have to look at. You have to look at security. You have to look at energy. You have to look at natural security. That is very important. You have to look at the data that you have. You need to create private-public partnership. You also need to have 24 hours, 7 health services that people will have to get services when they are sick. It will increase wages and the companies will have more productive hours than before. APC. So after the 24-hour economy, many people will say that, what are we implementing a 24-hour economy? When you lock down your economy and you want to become a self-sufficient economy within 1 year, you have to work 24 hours. And if you don't work 24 hours, your lockdown will be useless. You cannot also become a manufacturing, industrial, and a productive nation if you sleep 16 hours. Because your industry will be sleeping. Your manufacturing sector will be sleeping. Your industrial sector will be sleeping. So for us in the APC, we put this policy in 2016 and 2020. But because our politicians and our media men, let me not bash them, that they don't look at the policies of minor political parties. They are always interested in policies of the NDC and the MPP. So when APC spoke about 24-hour economy in 2016, they did not listen. When we spoke about it in 2020, they did not listen. Now that the NDC is talking about it, let me tell you, the NDC have adapted the APC 2024 policy, and we are grateful that they adapted it. Chaboy, believe me not, if we become the production and manufacturing hub, the 24-hour economy that we intend to implement, the 3-shift system, we will need to get workers from the neighboring countries. Because we will be so busy to the extent that our labor force will not be able to help us effectively run 24-hour economy. I have experienced 24-hour economy in Germany. I used to work 22 hours and sleep 2 hours. 22 hours and sleep 2 hours for 8 years. So if you see me standing here today, then know that I've gone through a lot. That environment is the environment we must give our young people. These young people are very brilliant. We have turned their future to gambling, that they do not know what to do. They learn, they come out of school, and there are no jobs. The streets are dirty, the gutters are dirty, we don't even have proper roads, we cannot feed ourselves, we import rice, cooking oil and everything, and then we talk about job creation. How can we create jobs if we keep importing? So eat what you grow and grow what you eat. When you have that workforce and build a very strong workforce under the 24-hour economy, we are in crisis today. The economy is tough. Ghanaian citizens understand the suffering. They now believe that the hardship is well. That our 1 month salary now cannot sustain us. So the APC has thought of this and decided to implement something new in our system called the bi-weekly salary policy. Bi-weekly salary policy means that instead of taking salary every 1 month, no, Ghanaians are suffering too much. The resources, the salary is not even enough for them for a week. So now, under my government, I'm going to implement 2-week salary structure. Every 2 weeks you get salary. So Ghanaians will now be taking salary every 2 weeks. Because you can imagine taking your salary every 1 month. 30 days you have to wait to get another salary. Look at this economy today. It's very tough. So we will ensure also, once we implement the 2-weekly salary structure, which is called the bi-weekly salary, we will not just be only every 2 weeks. You see, the minimum wage in Ghana is now 18 cedis, 50%. APC. So you see, we have to give power back to the people. And by giving power back to the people, we will review the Ghana Labour Act 2003-651 and make sure that a minimum wage salary in Ghana, the minimum salary a person must take is 5,000 Ghana cedis. 5,000 Ghana cedis. That is the minimum salary a Ghanaian must have in Ghana. Our city has become so useless. When you take 1,000 cedis, you cannot buy anything. And then people's salary are less than 1,000 cedis. How can you say a minimum wage, a daily minimum wage of 18 cedis? What is 18 cedis? How can even water? When you want to buy a pack of water today, the 12 pieces is 24 Ghana cedis. So that means that you work a whole day to get back your water. I don't think that Ghanaians want to continue to have this kind of systems. And then we set up efficient payroll system to make sure that this happens, and also provide mandatory minimum wage and ensure that salaries are paid on time. There are workers who are here who do not get their salary every month, and they have to work. So we will not do carry forward. We will do payment in advance. Another policy of the APC. What we are practicing in Ghana is called winner takes it all kind of policy. In the APC, we do not believe in winner takes it all. Our manifesto talks about all-inclusive governance concept. APC. Yeah. So another policy is an inclusive governance concept. We've been running this country under the system or the disguise of winner takes it all kind of political system. This system divides our front and we lose the strength. This system does not permit us to be able to become the real Ghanaians with the best talent to build our country. So what happens is that if you vote for NDC and NDC power, only NDC people will work. The other parties do not work. We cannot divide our front all the time and expect to have strong institutions. We cannot divide our front all the time and expect to have a nation that has the best brains. Because we are dividing the brains. We're dividing the force. So under our government, the Hassan Ayariga government, I don't care whether you voted for me or you voted against me. What is more important to me and most important to me is to make sure that you are giving jobs based on merits and not based on political callous. We cannot do that. Our country has seen that for years, and we have suffered the consequences of it. We're moving forward. All these young people are the assets of this nation. You cannot say because you have won power, everybody should go and sleep. We will not do that in this country. Under the APC leadership, there will be an all-inclusive governance concept. I will hire ministers, even if it is necessary, from the LPG. I've seen the leader of the LPG here, Kofi Akpadu, please. And I will plus, can you stand up, Mr. Kofi Akpadu? Your Excellency. You're welcome. Thank you. And his secretary, I guess. Yeah. So under our leadership, you see that in front of us, there's LPG leader and flag bearer. There's PNC and the leader of the PNC. There's an independent candidate, the other independent candidate. Our running mate is an independent presidential candidate who has come from 3 different movements. So you see, we are already practicing an all-inclusive governance concept, even in opposition. So what it means is that when we become government, this country will get the best brains to develop our country, and not APC members. The next policy is jobs creation. More jobs. For job centers nationwide. Our young girls and women have suffered under employers. That you are looking for a job and you have to sacrifice yourself in order to get a job. You're looking for a job and the job giver says, look, before I give you a job, you have to lie on my bed. We cannot continue to have this kind of attitude in our country. So because of that, the APC is going to enroll nationwide job centers in every district. That every district there will be a job center. And we're going to create a network between job seekers and employers and provide training and support services for the job seekers. We will establish job centers through the districts in the country. We will create jobs through our economic lockdown. We will create jobs through our manufacturing hub. We will create jobs through our industrial hub. We will create jobs through our industrial hub. We will create jobs through our 24-hour economic policy. And then we'll continue to create jobs through mining and construction. Job creation is very important. My good brother Akalu said he's going to invest $10 billion to create jobs. We are investing more than $10 billion to create the jobs. So, under this job creation, I have lived in Germany before, and the policy was that if you're looking for a job, you don't have to go around scouting looking for a job. You go to the job centers and you key in the kind of job you're looking for. Every information is there. Because when we roll out our national data system, the national data system will give us the statistics and the data to be able to create job centers. And through that national data system, every company in Ghana seeking for employees will put into that system, will key its data into that system, and you go there looking for it, and then all you need to do is to make a call. And you can be in Baku and seek for a job in Accra. You can be in Accra and seek for a job in Baku. So once your application is uploaded and you have the best qualification, you'll be interviewed and you go for a job and no more like job creation. Our next policy is free port. Free port. You know, many will agree with me and some will disagree with me. What is free port? We are burdened in this country because of heat taxes. We buy the most expensive commodity in the world is in Ghana. The most expensive thing in this world, you find it in Ghana. Go to Europe, go to Germany, and buy a car. $10,000. When you bring that car here in Ghana, you will pay $30,000 to get it. My last experience, 2 months ago, I imported a vehicle into Ghana. This vehicle was just $10,000. I went to the airport, to the port, wanted to clear the car. I spent $4.4 billion, 400,000 Ghana cedis to clear the car. Now let's ask ourselves, how many of us have 400,000 Ghana cedis? The clearance, the duty of the car was 10 times the value of the car. So we cannot be giving ourselves hardship through our own policies. Why is it that Ghanaians are paying so much duty in the world than any other country? Why? So if you want to cushion the economy, we have to begin to reduce taxes and cut down duties on commodities that are raw material that we bring in to do the production, manufacturing, and industrialization. Because when we cut down the duties, take off the duties, the manufacturing companies, the production company will be producing at a lesser cost. And thereby, commodities in the market will be cheaper. But when we increase the prices of goods through importation, they will be produced at a high cost. And when they are produced at a high cost, what it means that they are shifting it to you, the consumer. So prices of goods and services in Ghana is high. So we are talking about national trade. We should be able to cut down certain duties and have duty-free economy for goods and necessities, and remove taxes of imported raw materials for production and manufacturing and industrial sector. That will help us produce at a lower cost, and our country and our citizens will enjoy low cost of goods and services in our country. So under the APC leadership, duty-free. Duty-free. Somebody will be asking, how are you going to raise revenue? There are so many ways of raising revenue. When you burden the country with huge taxes, a little of them will pay. Now go to the ports of Ghana, they are empty. People have moved from Ghana to Togo. And Togo is making so much money and Ghana ports are empty. And nobody can talk. Not Hassan Ayariga. I will say it under my leadership, free port. Togo. The next policy of the APC is an interesting one. And I know a lot of people who want to know about that. The next policy is different passport and identity. We are fast losing our sovereignty to foreigners. Foreigners are buying everything in this country. They're buying our lands. They're buying houses. Everything that they go to the markets, Chinese have taken over the markets. Our young men do not have future anymore. Today, they have hijacked our country. And we have become slaves in our own country. Mr. Akalu, I want to tell you something. Mark it down. If we do not implement this policy, Honorable David Apasara, you are here. My running mate, you are here. If we do not change the identification of our citizenship, tomorrow we will lose the presidency to foreigners. We will lose the presidency to foreigners. It is coming. So the APC under Hassan Ayariga are going to amend the constitution on Ghanaian citizenship and provide unique identity for different passports. The first passport is the green passport. The green passport, only a Ghanaian by birth, father and mother, grandmother and grandparent has the audacity to hold that passport. And that passport, the holder of those passports are the only people allowed to contest for presidency, to contest for the parliamentary elections, assembly elections, and any other elections. If you don't hold that passport, you cannot become a president of the Republic of Ghana. If you don't hold that passport, you can never be a minister in Ghana. If you don't hold that passport, you can never be a parliamentarian in Ghana. If you don't hold that passport, you can never buy property in Ghana. It includes properties. Go to China. No matter how rich you are, you can buy property there. But we have given our sovereignty out to foreigners. Foreigners have bought properties in Ghana, oil them. Very soon, they will even give you some kind of backing. You are not allowed to come to this community in this country. It's going to happen. So under my leadership, I am not a Nazi, but I'm protecting the sovereignty of this Ghana to my citizens, my brothers and sisters, my children, that it is their country. The second passport, the blue passport, that passport is going to be given to those who are half Ghanaian and half foreigners. You are entitled to those passports. And don't forget, under our national database, your name will be in there. Somebody will ask, how do you control that? I will control that through the national data system. Because we are building a data system that is going to be efficient and transparent and clear. So when you hold that passport you think will not know, you buy the property will show this is your name, this is the kind of passport you hold. You can't buy the passport, you can't buy it. Because we are losing our country. We are losing this country. Say it of and say it again. To foreigners, not even to Ghanaians. Why will you give your sovereignty to somebody else? The last passport, the red passport. After that passport, when you hold it, you can't do anything. You are just holding it. Just hold it for the sake, hold it. And those are for those who want to naturalize. Like Lebanese who come to Ghana and want to naturalize, foreigners who come to Ghana and want to naturalize. That passport, you can just hold it. You cannot buy anything. You cannot apply anything. You cannot run for anything. You are just there. Citizen of Ghana by right. Many countries will not agree with me. But I am the president of the Republic of Ghana. I will protect my city. They will agree with me. I don't care what other countries will say. This is my policy. Americans can accept it if they want, or yeah. If they don't like it, they can go back. Europeans can accept it if they don't like it, they can go back. This is my policy. This is Hassan Ayariga managing Ghana. I don't become president. Because I'm taking back what belongs to Caesar. I am taking what belongs to you back to you. This is your country. This is what you must protect. This is your nation. You cannot be slaves in your own country. Look at go to all the big communities and important communities and look. Lagos, Airport, Transaco, East Lagos, all are foreigners. But go to the slums, that's where you see our citizens. Why? If we are poor, doesn't mean we are stupid. We are not. And if we are, I will not attack, I will move my car and drive away. My leaders are here. They are the owners of the land, so I am pleading with them today. I am begging you, do not sell our land to foreigners again. That is your land, that is your property, that is your future, that is your wealth. That is our identity. We will give it away. The next minute, you cannot come to that land again. When you sell it to the foreigner, he buys it from you. Tomorrow, you the chief, you can't even walk there. Chinese have got all our farmlands. Why? What is left for our children? What is left for our grandchildren? So I'm pleading with my chiefs, those who are here and those who are watching from home, that under Hassan Ayariga's leadership, no chief will sell any land to anybody except the one who holds a blue passport. A green passport. Except the Ghanaian citizen who holds a green passport. And no foreigner. Let me repeat it again. If they want to listen, they should. If they want, they can close their TVs. Let it out. No foreigner will own property in Ghana under my leadership. So, boy, we move to the next topic. Agriculture. We want to have food security. Eat what you grow and grow what you eat. Modernization of agriculture will begin to modernize how we farm, thereby introducing all year-round farming. doing mechanized farming as well as providing affordable loan facilities and ready market for agro farmers and fisher folks. APC. I love you guys. Yeah. We will provide farm subsidies, farm tools, and farm equipment to farmers and employ science and technology to increase yield and productivity. We will provide new seedlings, that is what our farmers are suffering from. New seedlings and pesticides. Today, our farmers cannot spray their farmlands because of the cost of pesticides. And sometimes we are losing the traditional yield and the traditional, seedlings. I know we used to farm, nada, zaga, big, zira. Now we can't farm all those things. The nada the bed, zabe, kibe. We'll make sure that we don't use those crops. Those seedlings, we have to bring them back because they are more nutritional and healthy than now what we spray and we think that we are eating good food. But what are we eating? Sugar, rubber. So we shall provide pension schemes and affordable housing for farmers. We will establish University of Agriculture in the northern, eastern, and western part of Ghana. And we will provide educational scholarship scheme to farmers who want. Because farmers who want are suffering. So we will provide that. To take us to our next policy, unemployment benefit. Unemployment benefit. My good brother Akalu, in 2020, when we were championing our case, and I told him about unemployment benefit, he said he's put it in his policy. So I said, okay, I understand. We can all have one policy. It doesn't make it's not a problem. It's good for Ghanaians. So under the APC, we are going, because of the national data system, the national data system will show those who are working and those who are not working. It will show those who are having houses and those who do not live in homes. It will show those who are in school and not out of school. So every information of every Ghanaian will be captured under the national database. That will give us the perfect structure and information and details of every citizen in this country. Through that, we are able to implement the policy of unemployment benefit to those who do not have jobs. So those Ghanaians who do not have jobs will get what is called unemployment benefit. And the policy will include providing food and clothing benefits to the unemployed Ghanaians. It also includes providing housing, that you will have accommodation, and also provide health insurance. Our system will give you a perfect health insurance, where Ghanaian citizens will be insured. Your life is the most important thing to us. Most important thing to us. So under that, we'll give you health insurance benefit, not the one that is collapsed. The new one, the new improved version of the APC National Health Insurance Scheme. And then we will link unemployed citizens to the job centers. So once we are taking care of you as a citizen, we are also giving you an opportunity to go to our nationwide job centers to look for jobs through it. So when you get jobs, we'll take you out of the unemployment benefit structure and give you a better life. And you could. But under an unemployment benefit policy, you who is a beneficiary of the unemployment benefit policy, you will not be entitled to buy a car. Because we are feeding you. We cannot be feeding you and you own a car. You will not be entitled to have a motorbike. You will not be entitled to have your own house. If you build a house for yourself and you are unemployed, you will sell that house for food. So boy, you will sell any land guards anymore. And we will make sure that all properties, including government properties, are secured and not for sale. Nobody will buy any government property. Not under my leadership. Government must be able to own certain properties. And chiefs, as you are aware, the national data system will capture every land in Ghana. Every land. And every land will have an owner. Nobody can say this land is a no man's land. No. It will be regulated. And make sure that every chief, whether it's what you call school land or whatever land it is, they must be owners of it. So that when you are buying land, you buy the land and know that your money is safe. When you are building, and don't forget, like I said, no land to foreigners. No way. It will never happen. Lie. The next policy.